Alright guys, welcome back to another Roblox Studio tutorial, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how you can make team-only doors with physics service and collision groups. Alright, so let's get into this video. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to create two teams to test the door on. So what you can do is go to the command bar over here and type in game colon get service teams, press enter, and over here a teams tab should pop up. Now when you got the teams tab on, you can click the plus button and create teams. So create one team and duplicate it to create another. And I'm going to make it red and change the team name to red, and this one I'm going to make it blue team. Alright, so we got our teams ready. Now let's make a team only door. Create a part and enlarge it and make it wide. I'm going to make it red, so it's a red team only door. Anchor it, and that will be our door done. So I'm going to rename it red team only. Alright, and now we can move on to the collision groups. So the collision groups are over here, but if you don't have them, you can go to the model tab and click on the collision groups button and it will pop up over here. Alright, so before I explain the collision groups, I'm going to first create a new red team group and then click on this door and click the add button. So it will assign this part to the red team collision group. So what collision groups do is that they allow certain parts to collide with some other parts but not others. I know that sounds confusing, so now let me explain it over here. So first of all, the default group is the group that contains all of the parts that are not assigned a collision group. So this base plate is in the default collision group because we didn't assign it to anything else. However, this red part is not in the default collision group because we assigned it to the red team. So it's in the red team collision group. So now you have these checkboxes over here. So what these checkboxes do is they determine whether or not intersecting groups can collide with each other. So over here you have this checkbox, which is default and the intersection between default and red team. So it's currently checked, which means part in the red team collision group can collide with parts in the default. So because this is checked, this part, this door, is able to collide with the base plate. So if we uncheck this, then red team parts will not be able to collide with default parts, so it'll just fall through if it's unanchored. So we can take advantage of that and disable red team to red team collisions. So if we uncheck that, if we uncheck that, then parts in the red team collision group will not be able to collide with other parts of the red team collision group. And that's what we want, because in this script we can change the players' body parts collision groups to the red team group. And then when all of their body parts are changed to the red team group, they will not be able to collide with other parts of the red team group, which is this door. So all of the players' body parts will not collide with the door and they will be able to walk through. And then when the player's team is not on the red team group, not red, then we can change their collision groups to default, which will make them able to collide with doors so that they will not be able to go through. So that's the basic idea of the script. So now let's actually write the script itself. I'm going to go to service script service and create a new script. First we're going to have local teams, just a teams service. Alright, so that's the teams service. And next we have physics service. So the physics service basically just manages collision groups. You can put parts into the collision groups and take them out. So now we're going to have a function which will set player collision groups. Alright, we'll set the players collision groups based on their team. So what we can do is local character equals to player dot character. Actually, yeah, player dot character. And then we're going to do local team color equals to player dot team color. So that's the team color of the team the player is currently on, and we're going to use that to determine which collision group we're going to add them into. So now we're going to have for I v in pairs character colon get children. So for everything inside of the player's character, we're going to first check if it is a base part. So if it is a part, not a base or part, base part. So we cannot assign collision groups to things that are not parts. So we're going to first check if it is a part. Then we're going to do if team color is equals to teams dot red dot team color. So if the player's team color is equal to the red team color over here, then we know that they're on the red team and they're allowed to go through the door. Then we can do physics service set part collision group and then v red team. So if the player is on the red team, then all of their body parts are going to the red team collision group. And then we have an else statement. So if they're not on the red team, colon set part collision group to default. So if they're not on the red team, they're going to be in a default group, which is able to collide with the red team, so that the players cannot go through the wall. So that's the function done. Now we're going to apply it. So first we're going to run the function on every single player in the server. So local players equals to game get service players, and then we're going to do for I player in pairs players get players do what is so do so for every player we're going to first do set player collision groups player, so we're going to set their groups according to their team, and then we can't just do this because players can sometimes change teams or players join afterwards and their collision groups will not be set. So I'm going to do game dot players dot player added colon connect function, and then we're going to do have a player parameter over here. So after that we're going to do player dot colon get property changed signal team color colon connect function. So when the player's team color changes, we're going to set the player's collision groups according to their team color. And then we also do player dot character dot humanoid dot died colon connect function. So when the players died, their collision groups will reset and all of their body parts will go back to default. So every time they die, we're going to do player dot character added colon wait. We're going to wait until they have character, and then we're going to set player collision groups. Actually, I'm going to put this into a spawn function. So a spawn function spawns a new thread so that the wait doesn't affect the whole script. So if I put like a wait 100 over here and then do something down below, then the wait is not going to affect all of the script. So the whole script is going to be going along normally, but everything below this will have to wait 100 seconds before it runs. So we can do player.character added colon wait, and then we're going to have set player collision groups to player. So we're going to wait until the player responds, and then we're going to set the player's collision groups back to what they should be. Alright, so that should be the entire script completed. I'll go back to base plate and run and play it inside of the game. Alright, so I went testing and I found out a bug. So over here, I'm going to do player.character added wait over here. Alright, so what went wrong is that the game is going through this this event. Alright, so the game is trying to listen for when the humanoid died, but it's trying to listen for the humanoid died before the character even got added into the game. So when the player first joins the game, their character isn't there. So like after a few seconds, their character loads in. But when the player joined the game and the character isn't there, this statement ran. Alright, so this statement ran, and it's checking for the player's character's humanoid, but the player's character's humanoid isn't loaded yet. So we're gonna wait until the character gets added and then do the died event. Alright, so I'm gonna try I'm gonna do that again. Alright, so I'm inside of the game and I'm on the blue team over here. I'm auto assigned to be in the blue team, and then I will not be able to walk through this wall, and I'm just stuck outside of this wall. But if I go to the server mode over here and I change my team color to red, which puts me on the red team, and then I will be able to walk through this wall. So as you can see, I am able to walk through this wall with no trouble at all. And then when I reset character, then I will still be able to walk through the door. I'll still be able to walk through this red only door. Alright, so yeah, it's basically all I have for you today. So that's how to make a team only door with collision groups and physics service. Alright, so make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and if it helped you out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next Roblox Studio scripting tutorial.